Hi, welcome to the Mobile Roadie webinar CMS training. Here we'll show you how to utilize our CMS to build an app, to design your app, as well as how to manage your users and how to engage your users once your app is live. This is the dashboard where we can see how many downloads, how many page views, how many email subscribers in total today and this week. In addition, you can quickly jump in to see how to open up a promo pop-up, to send a push notification, reward top users, and do other things inside the Engage section. We're also pulling in some of your user activity here. You can quickly go to your detailed analytics page here. I'm going to take you to the Build section next. Build section. Here's the Build section, which allows you to add all your content into the app. The first thing that I'd like to highlight is the Home Gallery. The Home Gallery section allows you to turn photos into a slideshow, a swipeable gallery. You also can link to your home pages with featured content. So I click Add Content in order to add one of my home gallery images, which is 640 by 960. And I can do several things. I can add a web link, or I can add a piece of content. So I can link to a video or a specific event. In the Appearances section, I can toggle between two different things. I can toggle between a slideshow or a swipe. The slideshow happens automatically. So an app that does a good job of this is an app we do called SBE. They own a variety of restaurants and other institutions. And they feature a lot of their content right on the home page. So what you can do is you can swipe through these different aspects, or they rotate on their own. So tap for more info, tap to book a package, so I can tap on the screen, and what it does is it actually pops up SBE's website, and I can buy tickets to a specific event. This is a great way to highlight content within your app and feature content, as well as really display your branding. Videos. So the video section is a very popular section within our apps. And you can add content to this section from a variety of different places. Our most popular is YouTube. You can put in your YouTube channel here, or add in just a specific YouTube video if you'd like to keep some on your channel. We also work with Vimeo, Dailymotion, Brightcove, and support RSS. You can also add your own video to the section. You can add a title. You can put in the URL if it's already hosted somewhere online. Mobile Roadie does not host video on our servers or through our apps. We point to it online and we put it inside the app. You can also put in a description, and if the product is a physical product, you can put a purchase link URL here. News. The news section pulls from your website with an RSS feed. We also have Twitter that we can pull into there as well, and Google News. You can add your own news item along with a piece of artwork. You can put in the title, and you can write the story here. We recommend utilizing RSS so that you don't have to update your content in several different places. You sync it up to your website, your app is in sync with all the content that you have online. It appears in mobile as well. Here is our events section. Use our events view to attract and inform users of your concerts, shows, appearances, or schedule. We work with a variety of event providers to pull in your event data inside your app without you having to update it, including Eventbrite, Songkick, Bands in Town, Artist Data. You can also add in your own event. You can put in the start and end time, the city, the venue name, address, the details, as well as a purchase URL. The Red Hot Chili Peppers renamed their event section Tours. As you can see upcoming and past tour dates. I can dive into a specific event to buy tickets, check in, or view event information. I can also say I'm going, or I can add a photo. In addition, I can share all this. So that's the event section. Fan wall. The fan wall is a very popular section of our apps. A lot of time is spent in the fan wall. You can adjust the appearance inside the fan wall section from default or bubble. Katy Perry has a very active fan wall. You can see people are updating her app inside her app on the fan wall on a minute-by-minute basis sometimes. You can see a map of where these users are located. You can also upload photos, and there's a Near Me section to see where other users are in relation to me. So that's the fan wall in the CMS. There's not much you can do, but most of it's on the user side. Pictures. In the Manage Content section, I can drag and drop photos in order to place where they go. In addition, I can add new photos. I can add photos from my own computer, right from my desktop or documents, or I can pull in photos from a variety of different streams, including Flickr, Instagram, RSS, Picasa, TwitPic. In the Manage Content section, I can edit my photos to add in a caption as well. Right here. Something to note about many of the Manage Content sections is your ability to do several things in terms of hiding the content. You can have a shared unlock feature, which is the lock button. You can have it be unlocked with a QR code by sharing it on Facebook or Twitter, or with your email address. You can also have a specific QR code that it's assigned to. So someone could be scanning the piece of QR code to have the content appear in your app. So that's the CMS section for photos. Bio. The biography section is where you can add text about the app, your business, or anything you'd like to tell the user. Pretty straightforward. You can add in the text here. Locations. So Meetem is a conference that we work with. And they have all of their locations plotted out inside a map. So this is what the location section looks like inside of an app. You can drill down and see all these different pins of where the various locations are. Airports. You can have people display the locations of their business with this, or the locations of areas around you. If I tap on a specific pin, I can go in and I can check in. I can see the address. and I can leave a comment. I can also share the location. I can also view this in list form, which can also be helpful if there's a lot of different things going on. So I'll take you into the CMS portion of locations. Where you can add in a variety of different pieces of information. You can put the location name, the address. You can add a phone number or a URL. If it's a restaurant, you can add in the open table URL, the hours. You can even put in the exact latitude and longitude. So if things are within 100 feet of each other, that way you can have very, very close proximity within your locations. And you can add an icon and a header image to your location. Music. The music section is one of our more popular sections inside our apps. Again, we see this drag and drop functionality here in the Manage Content side. In addition to our 4 options for locking content, getting a QR code, and editing the content itself, also deleting. The music section can be utilized for various different things, but you can upload your audio from your own file that's on your computer. You can put in your iTunes buy, your Android buy. You can put in the artist and the title of the track, as well as record label, notes, and lyrics. You can also import your music directly from iTunes, from a podcast, or from your SoundCloud. In addition, I can go in and edit the tracks that I already have. If I want to update information, I can do that right here, and that'll happen instantly in the app. So the app that we do for Adele looks very nice. And she has all of her music in here. So as you can see on the top, we have all tracks, then we can do album by album. And you can preview the song right here, or you can buy directly from iTunes here. We have a very tight integration with iTunes, which helps increase conversions for sales. So that's the music section. Store. The store, we can link to a store that you already have on your existing website. You can put in a URL here, and you can put a title. We wrap the website inside of the app, so it doesn't look like you're actually leaving the app. It just looks like there's a page loading, which is nice because the user doesn't feel like, they're not getting kicked out of the app. They're staying inside your app. So that's the store. The next thing I want to show you is speakers. Speakers is a list view to display people, items, or anything as a text list or cover flow. That doesn't mean anything to you, so I'm going to shut this off. Okay, take 2. Okay, take 2. So that's the store. The next thing I want to show you is speakers. So speakers is a list view and a really great way to display people, a bunch of items, or anything as sort of a long list. And it's a nice way to display things that is very different than the other ways that we list things in our apps. So what I'd like to show you is the ability to add a speaker. So you can put in the first name, last name. You can add a subtitle, so that might be where someone works or a small description about a specific item. You can add in a description as well as a grouping. You also can upload an image for them. What I'd like to show you is what a speakers section looks like. And I have a conference app here that shows this. So here's the view. As you can see, there's the alphabetical letters at the top to organize this content, as well as all the photos that you can swipe through for each person. If I select a specific person, a specific speaker, I can see info on them. I can add comments. I can share the specific section. And I can also like it at the very top. But again, as you can see, it's a really cool way to display a lot of content, specifically a list. Designed for conferences, but doesn't mean that you can't utilize it for your app. Links. So we allow you to display links in here so that you can list out your Facebook account, your partner pages, possibly any sort of different company that may be associated with your app, or if you have a conference, you can link out to the person who built your app, or you can list out different vendors. So I can go in here and I can click Add Content, and I can add a link URL as well as a link name. And we can add the web link to our app. So links is pretty straightforward. The next thing I want to show you is photo cards, which is a pro feature of ours. The photo cards allows you to take a picture with a frame around it that you design. So the best way to illustrate a photo card is to actually pull up an app with photo cards inside of it. So as you can see, I have a couple different types of. So the Redskins designed a frame around it that you can take a picture of you or your dog or your friends. And you can share that photo as soon as you take it online. So share. This is a great way to get your brand out and to incorporate user-generated content. So you can add in your photo cards here, and we recommend you have a designer create a transparent PNG. If you don't know what that is, you can look into it more, but it's a way to create this frame with transparency in the middle so that your photo will work within the app. So you can upload that here and give it a title as well. We have live stream sections for Ustream and Livestream. If you have accounts with them, you can just enable them in there. Pretty straightforward. The mailing list is also one other piece of functionality that we definitely recommend including inside your apps. The mailing list allows you to gather emails and other sort of demographic information from your users. We also have a pretty cool integration with Topspin, so you can give away music or any sort of media. So here's an artist that we work with who's giving away a single of their music if you put in the name, email. You also can put in your birthday, your gender, and your postal code. And we partner with Topspin to allow that. So the campaign URL is input here with the artist ID, and you can deliver content to your app users once they sign up. You can put in a custom message, which we had on there. You can put in your own field name as well as custom terms. So if you're an alcohol company and you have a big legal team that has come up with terms for your email list, then you can input that there. So the last thing that I want to explain is categories. So the best way to explain categories is it's a way to further organize the content that is already in your app. It's a way to create headings and subheadings, if you will, for your content. So if I go into categories, I can view categories for this section specifically. So let's say you're a news app and you have multiple different sort of news outlets or different bloggers or different writers. In the news section, you might have one of your featured blogger names here or your featured sections. And then what you can do is you can say, John's blog, here is his news. And you can associate his RSS feed with that. You can add a category very simply by clicking Add Category. You can select your category name, you can put in an icon as well as a header. And you can associate your category with a parent category. So let's say you're an artist and you have your photos section. Under your photos section, you might have behind the scenes in the making of the record. You might have tour photos, and you might have backstage pass photos. So what you would do is if you're creating another category, such as Summer Tour 2012, the parent category for that would be touring. And you would create a category for touring on this page as well. So, and then when you upload content, you can very easily associate it with the category here. So I can create a category and I say, let's see, I can say, oh, we want to create this, we want to add this piece of news and we want to associate it with this specific category, which is where you can drop down here and put in your category. So note I can also select the parent category and the child category. So categories can be a little bit confusing. We have more information on that in our support documents, so feel free to check that out. That's all I have for the build section, and we'll continue on to the design. Welcome to the design section. Here is where you can tweak your colors, add in pictures, and really bring out a custom, awesome look for your app. The first thing that you're going to do is pick a theme for your app. If you're a pro or advanced design customer, we have a bunch of themes that we've already pre-designed for you. If you click Show More, we have many more to choose from as well. Let's go into the colors section first. Inside colors, we can pick a color scheme. This is specifically for the internal views of our app. This is when you're looking at photos, viewing content, checking out an event. In addition, we can go in here and customize each thing individually. If we want to make something more red, or we want to change the color of the text, we can do that really simply. Arrange sections. So we spent all this time in the build section, building out each one of these sections. Now what we can do here is go in and arrange the order. If I want to put music first, I can drag and drop it to be first and arrange all the rest of my icons here. In addition, if you want to drag an icon to be hidden because you're working on it or because you want to save something for a little bit or take it offline, you can do that very simply by dragging the section over to hidden sections. Home styles. The first thing you can do to really add some branding to your app is to add a header image. It's 640 pixels wide, but you can make it as thin or as long as you'd like. Your header images, your home gallery images will still fill in through here in the center. So you can really make your app look different by adding a different header image, playing with the footer images, etc. Footer. You can adjust your footer color right here to a color that fits you. And you can also turn the footer on and off. Background. Now we already sort of tweaked with the background color, the background images in the build section, but you can also add a background image here or remove it. Navigation styles. This is where you can upload your own image for a button background, or you can select a stock button background image. So I'm choosing a few different types here that you can see that show up in the customizer. And I can keep tweaking these until I find something I really like, in which case I'll click Save and it'll be good. In addition, I can also tweak some of the colors within the button. Let's say I wanted to have a tint of red. I can add that in here. I can also toggle the button text if I want, as well as the color. Icons. I can select a global navigation icon set here to fit the needs of what I'm looking for. You can tweak each individual icon later on, but as you can see, we have a lot of different types to choose from here. Canvas. This is a layer that goes on top of your home gallery and background, but underneath your buttons. So this is effectively the area down here. You can upload that image here. Sections. Here's where you can go through and edit options pertaining to design for each section. Let's check out live events. We can rename the section here, like the Chili Peppers called their section tour instead of events. We can also select a specific navigation icon for this. We have a bunch in here. We might want to use this sort of ticketing option or a calendar option since it's tours. Or maybe we want to choose a crowd. It's up to you. We can also upload a custom button. Katy Perry hand drew each of her buttons and gave them to EMI to design and put in. So you could upload a button image here. Interior styles. Here I can choose which type of font I want to have in my app. In addition, I can upload a custom header bar or select a stock image. Let's go with the zebra. I can see the changes up here. Backgrounds. So one of the things with your apps is you can have the ability to upload multiple background images for each different interior content section. For locations, I can add an icon, I can add its own background, and then I can manage all these section backgrounds right here. And as always, I need to click Save in order to save the changes. Pre-roll video. You can upload a video to this section in order to have a 1 to 5 second video that plays after the loading image of your app. You can upload that here. So that's it for the design section. Welcome to the Manage section of the CMS. Here you can manage your users, moderate comments, adjust your ads, and look at our Developer API and Sonic Notify. The App Vitals section is where you have a lot of information that is particularly pertaining to your app with regards to iOS developer credentials, your mobile website URL, some of the basics of your app, such as the description, who the copyright is with, your actual website, what the price is. This section in particular, if anything is changed here after we've submitted your app to Apple, then we're going to have to resubmit your app. So you want to make sure that your app icon and your loader image is something that you want to keep for a while. So that's App Vitals. User list. We give you a list of your top users here, and you can check them out on Twitter and Facebook. You can send them an individual push notification if you'd like. You can scroll down and see all your users here and how many points everyone has. We also have pagination. You can keep going and keep finding all your users. You can also search by username and by city. This is a pro feature. Map. We give you the ability to see where all your users are in terms of geolocation. They have to share their location with Mobile Roadie in order for you to see them, but this is a pretty relatively popular thing for users to do, so you can see where everyone is at. You can also drill down to these users and send them a push notification as well. So I can see this person here, and I can send them a push notification. So you can send individual push notifications from the user list and from the map. Moderate comments. If you have a lot of people commenting in the app, you're very active on the fan wall, what you can do is you can go ahead in here and you can look at all of the comments from a particular user with this eyeglass. You can ban a user, not allow them to make comments anymore, or you can delete a comment. Photos. Again, you can ban a user for uploading a specific photo, or you can delete the photo. Commerce. Here's where you can enable or disable ads. And you have some ad stats that come in here from AdMob. And you can also contact us if you'd like a custom ad network. Here we have access to our API. You have a key and a secret. You can also read our API documentation from here. This is a pro feature. And we also partner with a company called Sonic Notify, which you can feel free to read up on more. But you can put in your Sonic Notify ID in here. So that's the manage section. Here is our engage section. As you can see, we have an analytics, promote, and reward. The analytics overview is basically everything that's going on in your app right now in terms of how many downloads you have, who's looking at what pages, how many video plays you have, email subscribers, and you can look at all that stuff over time. In addition, we have an age breakdown, gender breakdown, downloads by platform, so you can see how many iPhone versus Android you have, popular sections, and where all your comments are breaking down in terms of which sections are generating comments. We also have a section to look at your music sales, as well as a way to export all your data from these analytics into your own CSV. So you can choose the time range here, as well as which data you want. Push notifications. Here's where you can send a push notification to a grouping of your users. You can decide what you want to send, what time you want to send it, which platforms you want to select, as well as the location. You can type in a city or zip code here or an address, and if you click on Option or Alt and drag with your keyboard, You can generate the amount of users that you're going to be sending it to. You also can attach content. So I can have the push direct someone to a website or a piece of content inside the app. I can promote a video, a news section, or an event, and other types of content that you might have inside your app as well. In addition, you can see which push notifications you sent, on what date, and what type of content you linked it to in this section. Pop-up promos. This is a way to feature content inside your app when someone opens your app. So, like a push notification calls to action the user in order to open the app. This is something that pops up when the app is already open. So, if someone opens your app and your new record just dropped or you just announced a new event, you can upload some artwork, you can add a title and some button text as well as a message, and then you can link that pop-up promo to, again, a web link or a piece of content inside your app. You can also geo-target the pop-up promo by country, which is pretty cool. Mailing list. So I showed you in the build section how you could customize your mailing list. Here is where you can export your subscribers. Promo tools. This section has a variety of different things you can do to help promote your app. One of the ways is to put this piece of JavaScript on your website so that if someone searches for you on Google or finds you on a mobile phone, when they come to your website, we'll have a little box that pops up and says, hey, you should download the app. In addition, it'll ask if you can download the app or if you want to go to the mobile-friendly version. We have your shortened link, your app link here. This is very important to use because if someone comes to this link on their mobile phone, it'll prompt you to download the app whether you're on iPhone or Android. We can separate which store it goes to. We also have a mobile web link and a QR code for your app. Badges. Here's where you can select a theme for your badges, as well as turn on individual badge sets. This is a great way to have your users keep engaged and keep getting rewards for their activity. If you want to link a reward to a specific badge, such as a 15% off coupon or a special hidden link like audio recording, if you're the Jonas Brothers and you're doing a cool recording that you want to say, hey, thanks for earning the 140 silver badge, you could put this link in here. And that's the way that you could link to the reward. In addition, you can describe the reward in here. We also have the ability for pro customers to upload your own badge image. You can customize each badge and have it be specific to your brand. QR codes. Again, here's another area where you can get you can use a QR code to link to your app. And here's your QR locked media. So in the build section under manage content, that little box that you could check, this is where this all would be tallied up is here. Social unlock. Again, in the build section under manage content, you can lock media to be only revealed if you share or put in an email, and this is where those items would show up. So that's the Mobile Roadie CMS webinar overview. If you have any questions, please feel free to email sales@mobileroadie.com, and we'd be happy to assist you. Thanks a lot.